So did you like growing up in East LA with all your cousins and all your family in one block?
Yeah, yesterday I was kind of thinking about going with you guys.
To Olvera Street.
Well, not the one to Olvera Street, but just to drive to where I was raised.
I wish you came.
Because see, I was only 14 and a half years old when I came to LA.
Right.
Dad wants me to heat this up.
He wants toast, Mom. Mom, can you watch that, please?
Yeah. All right.
I want that warm, and I want some toast. Okay. One slice of toast. How about you? You want yours really warm?
No, I'll just eat it like this. This is good. So let me ask you a couple more questions, if you don't mind. Was it at this area that you said your cousin was out in the garden and the snake kept on bothering him? Remember how you said he thought maybe a spell had been put on him because whenever he went out into a garden, a snake would come and bother him? Did you tell me that?
It has nothing to do with that. It's in Downey.
In Downing, okay. Could you just tell that story?
Let me tell you. My uncle, my mother's uncle, and brother, used to live in Downey. Well, he used to live in LA, close to us. But then he moved to Downey, and he ended up buying 6 acres of land. Let me tell you. Anyway, he bought some property out there on the Imperial and Downey Avenue, and he used to farm there. And he built a house, and he moved the whole family there. So then a few years, or I don't know, his wife's sister, she wanted to move out there with him too, and he built another house for her just about a block away, in one corner of the property. But I don't see why he did it, because they could never get along with each other. With his sister-in-law.
But he had to put her in a house. He had to put her somewhere, right? So just build
right.
that house, you go over there.
Yeah, but they had a family. In fact, I used to date the oldest daughter. She's the one taught me how to kiss and this and that. I was only 16 and she was 21. See, we used to go down and pick grapes in Fresno every summer. And they used to go with us. Her name was Helen. So anyway, after work, we used to walk from we staying to the little grocery store, and there was nothing else to do, you know.
That's a great idea. If you ask me, that's a great idea.
Nice. But you know what? Then I went in the Army. I came back married, and I didn't see her for a long time. And one day her brother died in Downey, and cut a long story short, she had married some guy while I was in the Army, and she stayed there for a long time. I never saw her again until her brother died there about probably 15 years ago. So I went to a funeral, and I said, "Where's Helen?" I said, "She's that little old lady over there." She had really aged, gray hair. She lost a lot of weight. She looked like a little old lady.
And what'd you do? All right, Papa, tell me about what was happening.
Anyway, I went over there and said, "Hi, Helen, the rest of me." She said, "No, I'm sorry, I don't." I said, "You're the one who taught me how to kiss."
Who was out there gardening? And you said a snake kept on bothering them. Mm-hmm. You thought maybe, the person thought maybe a witch.
So anyway, let me tell you, my uncle's wife's sister, her name was, anyway, they couldn't get along with each other.
Right.
With this, and so my uncle still used to farm that piece of land there, and it was corn, mostly cornfield.
Since we're recording this, Mom, could you turn off the water just for the time being?
You're recording?
I will clean after we get done talking, I promise.
Okay, well let's wait until she finishes. Turn that thing off for just a minute.
Okay, Papa, so they put the sister-in-law, Mom, would you please? They put the sister-in-law in a house that they built, right? And this was your brother? This was your brother?
My uncle.
Your uncle.
My uncle, my mother's brother.
Okay.
His name was Cipriano. He He bought the acres many, many years ago.
Okay.
But then this sister-in-law and her family, nice family, and we became real good friends with them. I did, because we used to go up there to Fresno and pick some grapes and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of time with them.
Great.
Well, anyway, so they used to live out close to my uncle Cipriano. But they could never get along with each other. For some reason, she was always raising hell with them. So anyway, one day, Cipriano was out in the garden pulling weeds, whatever he do, taking care of it. And he could see this big snake. So they figured that Caroline had put some kind of what they call it,
Hex.
a hex on him. Yeah, right. And that's the reason he used to see the goddamn snake every time he used to go out there.
She was related to him or no?
Yeah, sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. And
In other words,
he built her a house?
Huh?
He built Caroline a house?
Yeah.
And she
well,
still,
the whole family.
and she still put a hex on him, huh?
Yeah.
So he would see the snake standing up on his tail, you were saying?
You know,
or-
sometimes if you don't see your relatives too often,
Right.
you get along with them real nice. But when they're right next door to each other and they know everything is taking place, sometimes you can get into a little trouble.
Right, but anyway, whoever...
That's the reason I bought this house.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank God. Because see, when I moved to Anaheim, I bought a house there on Crestwood Lane, and I told my father-in-law that we were moving to Anaheim. So right away, they want to come over and see the house that we were going to buy. And he ended up buying right next to me. He was all right. I used to get along with him real nice.
As Hubert?
Yeah, Hubert, yeah. But we had no privacy. I mean, he was in and out all the time, you know, it's too much.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, Gene and I was one day driving through here and we saw this house being built. So I stopped over and looked at the model homes and I ended up buying this one here. Just to get away from them. And Gene said, well, don't tell them anything until there's no more houses of service.
So, Papa, how was the snake behaving? You said that one time the snake would come out there whenever he was in the garden.
Yeah.
And one time it stood on its tail.
They can stand up.
What type of snake was it?
Oh, gee, I don't know. A big, pretty good sized snake.
Like, wasn't a rattlesnake, obviously.
No rattlesnake. The rattlesnake won't stand like that. There's a special snake. We had them in New Mexico. When they're looking for to see what's they could almost stand up this high.
I'll have to look it up on the internet to see. But it was in where was this area again?
It was in Downey.
In Downing.
Yeah, South Downey. But that was many, many years ago. It was still a lot of vacant land. Now it's building houses all over.
Because you said before that the snake would kind of chase him, and he would run into the house when he saw the snake.
Well, I don't know if you chased him or not, but he was pretty close to hell. You see a goddamn snake there. Excuse my expression. You better erase it.
Yeah. No. I'd say worse than that, Papa, on the internet. So.
Well, anyway, sure, you see a snake, what the hell, scare you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially if it's standing up on its tail looking
That's
for
right.
it. Yeah. So speaking of snakes, I want to tell you about a Yale fraternity called Skull and Bones. Have you ever heard of the Yale fraternity Skull and Bones? It's kind of like you know how they have frats in college?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's this really weird frat in New Haven, Connecticut at the Yale College. And in that frat, it looks like a tomb. And they keep coffins and skeletons. And it's a weird frat house for real rich people. And the Bushes have some shady past. Like the Prescott Bush used to finance the Nazis. So as you guys were fighting the Nazis in World War II, families like the Bushes were supporting the Nazis through...
No way.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Bush, he served in the army.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a long story. But
I know it's a long story. I don't know where the hell you got it.
Okay, but the Bushes are a criminal regime, basically. The Bushes are very, very criminal family.
How come they were our presidents?
Because, like I said before, we're talking in the room about how big corporations and banks are taking over the country. Well, not all these rich families really care about America like we do. And so you get like scumbags like the Bushes in control. So anyway, why I'm bringing them up is because supposedly there's a rumor that they got the skull of Geronimo. They went to Geronimo's burial place and and the Bushes or the Skull and Bones fraternity dug up Geronimo's bones out of burial grounds, and they brought it back to their frat house. There's a rumor about how they went and they pillaged his gravesite. Whatever they happened to get at the gravesite.
What village was that?
I don't know. I only heard that they got Geronimo's remains. Maybe his remains were kept somewhere, so they'll be.
Who in the hell would one of the remains of a dead person?
Of Geronimo, exactly. They're a little weird, so I don't know if his remains were kept like in a place that they would survive. But anyway, his remains were stolen. This is what I read on the internet. Geronimo's bones were stolen by Skull and Bones, Yale fraternity, and brought back to that, it's called a tomb or something.
Anyway, how did they know it was Geronimo's Skull and Bones?
Well,
You don't know.
That's
You don't
it.
know.
I don't know, you're right. And so you said that there's a rumor that over here at the Mimbres Valley, Geronimo could have been born, you said. There's a
He was
rumor.
born way up there close to the lake.
He was born up here close to the lake.
Way up north, it's about 60 miles from where we used to live.
Right, about 60 miles from
Or
where you used to
50
live.
anyway, it's up there, I don't know, I haven't been up there for a long time, so.
And you heard that he supposedly died where? In Arizona?
Yeah, somebody killed him there, right?
I guess. I gotta look up Geronimo because I guess that he was a pretty good guy. Geronimo was a powerful warrior, right?
He was against, way back then, it's when the white people first started coming to settling this country, and they were having a lot of trouble with the Indians because the Indians didn't want to be pushed around.
I don't blame him.
And well, I don't mean it, but anyway, that's what took place, and that's the reason we had a lot of trouble with the Indians. Even when the first British arrived there in Virginia, wherever they landed, they had a lot of trouble with the Indians. So it was real hard for them to see all these strangers coming and taking over the land.
Right, right. So do you know anything else about Geronimo being born here or what he did in this area?
To me, that was just I heard it way back because of those caves I'll tell you about.
Who told you? You remember who told you?
No, I don't know.
A family member, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I would trust that source before I'll trust anybody on the TV or anything like that. So that is some good information. And that pretty much covers all the questions I have right now. So I want to thank you so much for your time today, Papa.
You're welcome.
Could you show me a few of those maps of the area? You said that you got photographs and maps, right?
Yeah, I think I got pictures and I also
Great.
got a couple.
Will you take a look at that now?
Yeah.
Awesome.